sure?
Yes.
Sorry, we're just having a little conversation about... Yes, well, we'll tell you in a minute.
Yes, Connie from How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria?
Yes. The girl with the short hair?
She's from Northern Ireland.
Zoe Tyler.
I don't think
from
she
Northern
is.
Ireland?
Who told you that, Amy?
Who told you that?
Dick, you know me. These things stick in my mind.
She might be, but I don't think
He's
so.
got a
She is.
fever.
Does anybody know where
She's
Connie
Welsh,
is?
babe, actually.
Is she? Oh,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Let us know. You know.
Close.
Yes.
Anyway, what better way to brighten up your day than a lunch date with the loose women and the fabulous Zoe Tyler?
I was born a liar, me. Couldn't go to bed unless I tongued George Michael.
Terrified to say to Zoe, does this make me look old? Because she'll just tell me the truth.
You don't stay young forever, do you, Den? I'm absolutely off my face. That's why I'm in bed at 9 o'clock these days.
No, you're not, you big liar. You're so not. I was having a nap.
You were not having a nap! It was a nightmare for everybody else, I think, more than myself. I taught myself to kiss. I had an absolutely fantastic time.
You taught yourself to kiss? Was that on the back of your hand?
It was on a doorpost.
Could have been worse.
There's no secrets left in my life, Ruth.
None.
No, as you know, when you come on occasionally...
Well, you know, the dangerous thing about that programme is that you start forgetting you're actually on
You do,
TV.
I
And
know.
it literally is like sitting with your girlfriends
I know.
and having a good old chat.
Well, you know,
and the
that's
things
why
I've
I
said
don't
about
like
him,
you going on that
I know he doesn't
programme.
like it,
I'm
do
thinking
you?
of my mother doesn't like her on that programme, and I don't like you
So
on
I
that
say
programme.
far too much about him.
But you can't, you can't help it. It's
What
like...
I would do is I'd give you all drink as well. I'd put out a bottle of
my
wine out
goodness.
there.
With a
Can you
drink.
imagine?
That would be even better.
That would be an
How long have
everyday
you
thing.
been on the panel now, then?
I've been on Loose Women for 2.5 years, actually. When I finished Joseph, I went on as a guest to talk about the boys and how the show was going. And they were looking for some new presenters then. So I went back in again and did this screen test thinking, oh, I'm never going to get this. I love Loose Women, you know, although I am a bit gobby and thought it would be good for me. and then got it, yeah, like 2.5 years ago, although it still feels like you're the new girl, really.
But then in
love
2.5 years, people know everything about your life now,
Everything, I know. And my poor little Jakey, who I talk about all the time, gets a bit cross, I have to say, when people come up to him and say, you're Jakey, aren't you? And he's like, doesn't really get it, but no, it is fun. I love it. The girls are great, you know.
Well, the reason we were talking about How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria was it was because of that, and you were the voice coach on that shot you to prominence, which Connie Fisher, who is from Northern Ireland, my producer now, tells me, having gone on the internet.
I hate
indeed,
it when you're right.
because he's right.
Hate it when he's right.
I think you'll usually
She was
find that's the
born there,
case.
but she was brought up in Dorset.
Oh, so that makes her Chinese then, doesn't it? Yeah. That's great logic, that is.
I'm saying she didn't live there all her
But
life.
the thing is, so very interesting life that you have led, not just a TV presenter, whatever, and not just a singer, but a voice coach.
Yeah.
And who would you have coached, or at what level have you coached, and why would you coach over the years?
Well, I started coaching when I was in the West End myself. I did 15 years in the West End and was lucky to have... I was taught originally in Birmingham by an opera singer, and then in Les Miserables there were a couple of people who say, how do you hit those notes, you know? So I went away and learned more about the voice, and that's how it happened, really. So it was all very bizarre. For How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria was just about to happen, and I think Denise Van Outen was originally asked to be on the panel, and she couldn't do it. So David Ian, who was on the panel as well, who's a friend of mine who's actually producing a show that I'm doing at the moment, and he said to Andrew, look, you know, I know Zoe, and she's a voice coach, and then I ended up on the panel. It was all a bit mad, really.
La 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 la. I can understand that, but of
Yeah,
what
you've got a cold today, haven't you? You
I
shouldn't
have,
sing
yes.
on a cold.
But of what use are you two pop stars? And I know sometimes you're reluctant to name pop, but we're
Well,
talking
you
about.
are.
She's very discreet,
Tell us
aren't
some.
you?
Tell us
Well,
some
Jerry
people.
Halliwell, I took when
But no
when
pop
the-
stars. Tell us about pop
Stop
stars.
it
No.
now.
Oh, right. Well, who
Now
else?
stop it. She worked so hard. I'll tell you something.
Well-
That girl worked so hard. We were determined that she was going to sing everything live. You know, when the girls did their regroup last year or the year before. And so for me to actually, you know, sit there in the audience and hear these big live. It's all about live. I can't bear it when nobody sings live.
Let's talk about you. We don't want to talk about all of them. Let's talk about you, because you're singing live. People don't often get to hear you sing because you're so busy coaching everybody else or doing Loose Women. So you're going on tour now.
Well, David Ian, who I've just is producing a tour, we got together and he said, why don't we do a one-night special where I can show people what I do. So
Maybe that's not what he had in mind.
Oh,
but
you know, he's
anyway,
watching this.
Rise above it, Zoe. That's what,
And
just ignore
anyway,
him, that's
it's
what I
not like
do.
I'm not used to it, is it? So, so I'm going to be doing all Streisand, Eva Cassidy, all the songs that are for musicals. I'm sitting and playing the piano, showing people what I do, really, what my strength is, and going back to Birmingham at the Alex.
Yes, so you
'cause I'm a
start in your
Brummie girl.
hometown. Is that lovely, or does that make you nervous?
It makes me a little bit nervous. I don't get to go home a lot, but my family and all my friends are still there. And so I just thought, well, it's got to be the Alexander Theatre.
Yeah.
I did a show there when I was a year dot, so to go back is brilliant for me. So it's on June the 27th. So
And
not
I
long.
heard you. I was in makeup and I heard wafting through the air conditioning. La 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 la.
And you told me to shut up.
Well,
That was nice.
Shut up.
Thanks, Ruth.
But is that something you need to? You know, you've always got to keep your voice trained.
You got it, yeah. Well, for me, because I train as well in the week, my voice is, I suppose, I'm always using it. So it's probably the strongest it's ever going to be right now for me. And I'm still in my 30s. Just. So, you know, you have to look after your voice. You can't go and party and stay up all night and, you know.
No,
Listen,
you never do that, do you, Zoe?
I never, ever do.
what are you going to sing for us this morning?
I'm singing a bit of Barbra Streisand somewhere.
Lovely, somewhere.
Yeah.
Indeed, very good. Will you have a good old cough and spit and clear your throat out?
You need to do that, darling, by the sounds of you.
Garlic in
We
it.
will take a break and we were back. More from Zoe later. Jason Gar